All right. So I haven't been on here in a long time. I'll tell you why. I'm working for a company called Securitas, and most of the days I work are the weekends and a good portion of the weekdays. So today and tomorrow are the only real days I have off. But today is my birthday, my 19th birthday, so I guess I'm going to do a special episode where I'm going to be discussing to you the future plans of the United Planets. What are they planning on doing after the fourth Intersolar War? But I'm already telling you now, they've got a big plan. They've got a big plan. They are building a massive battleship, a seafaring battleship by the end of the war. And I will get you the measurements of the ship right now. But it is a massive vessel. Okay, here it is. At 1,725 meters long, over 1.3 million metric tons, it's the largest seafaring battleship known. It has 8 sets of 835 millimeter cannons, 3 barrels for each set, 80 sets of 405 millimeter cannons, and 2 barrels, or I guess 80 barrels and 2 barrels for one set. That's a pretty big fucking battleship. And let me tell you how big the cannons are. 835 millimeters. That's bigger than the Gustav cannon. That's like shooting a Gustav from a seafaring target. But when you weigh 1.3 million metric tons, you're not going anywhere if that thing fires. But the person that gets hit definitely will. That's just way too powerful, right? Well, that's the problem. They want it to be such an unsinkable vessel that no one dares to try, and if you do, you're just gonna fucking die. Like that's kind of all there is here. So it's a massive vessel. It's an Essex class battleship, in case you don't know. Look into the lore. But Essex class battleships are huge. They're generally well known for being massive battleships. So they're basically updated Devastators. But it's true, though. Essex class ships are built in the city of Essex, which is a close to sea fair port. Essex is only a couple of miles from the sea. So it was designed in Essex, but most of the ships are built in Durabo. I'm just going to type. That is the city's name that the ships are built in. It's only like 5 miles. It's only a couple of miles from Essex, so keep that in mind. It's not very far from Essex. But these battleships are over a kilometer long. They have massive same-sized cannons. They just have less of them. And the terrifying thing is about the big battleship is it's named after the family that has done so much for the nation. So now you have this giant battleship that's said to be virtually unsinkable. This giant battleship, not even tiny. Like, let me put this to perspective. Let me show you something real quick. Let me show you. So the length overall of the second largest battleship in history, if we count it at the waterline at the biggest possible, the Bismarck is 251 meters long. That is nearly 7 times smaller. It makes the Bismarck look like a fucking frigate. And I've not even brought up the Yamato yet, so let's see. So the Yamato is 263 meters. That's the best they've got. This is the best ships that have ever sailed the sea that have massive cannons, and yet they still can't do anything. What I find odd is that the cannons are actually quite small for such a large ship. You know what I mean? It's like, why would you need any larger cannons than 800 millimeter? it would just overpenetrate. It may overpenetrate, or it may not do damage at all. It may just go right through the ship. But the 835 is where it can hit light armored vessels and still explode. Because if it can hit tanks directly and explode, it can definitely hit ship armor. I'm telling you now. If it can hit tank armor and explode, it will hit ship armor and explode. Except for this time, the velocity of the gun is just, it's going to be fast. Oh, it's going to be fast. If we take into account, how long the Gustav cannon was, I calculated that the gun would fire at nearly 200 to 300 miles per hour faster than any ship on Earth. Even frigates and tinier ships that can fire super fast shells. That's terrifying. That means that if this thing fires at you and you're 10 miles away, you're not going to have a lot of time to react because those shells are coming on their way. Those shells are coming at every single 50 feet per second. You add 50 feet per second for 2 inches of barrel length. When your barrels are probably longer or nearly as long as the turret, you're going to have some terrifying features. Generally, the turrets are going to be fucking huge, 300 meters. So that's nearly 1,000 feet. 1,000 feet. Let's just use 1,000 feet, right? 500 times 50 feet per second. That's 25,000 feet per second. In case you don't know, a single mile, that's 10 miles in a second. That's an extra 10 miles in a second. That shell is going to go nearly Mach 3. Hey, Dylan. How you doing? By the way, Dill Pickle is a friend of mine. He's actually my best friend. So in case anyone wants to know where his channel is, he's already spoken. His name is Dill Pickle. I still get a laugh out of that. But Dylan, in case you don't know what I'm doing, this is a series that I've written multiple books about. Yes, it was good. But what I'm talking about now is I've written nearly 50 books about this series from the beginning all the way to right now, and I'm still planning on a future for this massive series. It's gotten a lot of likes. I'm going to tell you that right now. I looked at it. It's got 10,000 people liking it. That means there has to be more people that have watched and read my content. Actual books, ebooks, but yes, I have written books. I write electronic books. I do all that type of stuff. But yeah, I'm not the best. I'm not the best when it comes to writing books, but I can definitely tell you I have written nearly 50. And it started almost a year ago. So honestly, I made today. Have they been published? A really good portion of them have been fully published. So they're readable, but you have to go to this place here. Wattpad is where it's at. That's basically where I publish all my books. Yeah. Some of them get thousands of likes, thousands of people watching. They're like, oh, wow. I received a couple of requests to see what would happen if this universe went in with some other universe, all that type of stuff. But it's gotten to the point where people are now starting to make my stories and then make combinations of my story and some other stories. So crossover events are already happening. It's just, I never expected it to blow up this much. I really didn't. I've seen the VTubers. I have seen them. It's funny because they act so weird, but yet they are just so innocent. This is why. It's just they act so innocent, but yet It's just I don't know what to say about them. I don't know other than they're just great to watch as stuff gets screwed around. But it's true when I look at it. Oh, what else? What else did I say? Okay, so in case you don't know, right now I'm just gonna keep you up to date, Dylan, of what the hell I'm doing. Basically, right now my story ends with multiple people finally ending a massive conflict that have been resolving around for such a long time, and now everything's done. Now I'm talking about the events that'll happen after it, what will come out of this. Yeah, it's kind of like a. Have you watched the anime Gate or something? Have you watched Gate or? Yes, that is the second one. Both of them are animes. Keep that in mind. Both of them are. If you've watched either one, you probably would know the premise of where I'm going. You probably should. But that's the premise of both. Yeah, they're pretty. They're different in terms of anime because there's still powers there. There's still like anime powers there, but it's just not as prevalent as some of the other ones. But there's a lot different stuff in there. There's a lot different. It's kind of like what would happen. The Gate. What would happen if a medieval army fought against the modern Japanese military? That to me was like, whoa, okay then. Turns out Gate is one of the ones I got the most highest views in. Just this week, I got over 50,000 views. 50,000 views in 1 week. If that don't tell you, it's amazing. I just I'm proud of what I've made, and now people want me to continue it. Even when I didn't want to continue it, there were some people like, "Hey, why don't you continue this? Maybe you'll find something new for the whole series to be built off of." And then I found something completely different, and I continued a series that I thought I wouldn't really want to continue for much longer. This was all the way back a couple months ago. So, first story I think I created was 6 months ago. So it's been 6 months since my last story, my very first story. Oh my god. It's really 50 stories later, hundreds of thousands to potentially millions of people seeing my content. Oh wow. I didn't expect it. I really didn't expect it. The first one, oh my god. The first one I did was just it was on the front pages. Like you could clearly see where it was at. I was Do you know Jimmy here? Who's Jimmy here? Wait a minute. Who? Yeah, I don't know who Jimmy here is, but oh. Yes, I do know who that is. I just his real name and Jimmy here are just two completely different. Yeah. So like Jimmy here is like I don't know who the fuck Jimmy here is, and once you said it's the Wednesday my dudes guy, it's like yeah, I do know who that is. Well, yeah, I do know who that is. So I'm gonna try to plan to make another video, probably either later today or tomorrow. I'm probably gonna do it tomorrow because it's easier for me. But my plan is I'm going to be sharing another life story with you guys. I plan on sharing a life story and what my job's been like for the past week. I've had to deal with a lot of stupid people. I'm currently working a compilation video every single time he says the word monkey. Of course, monkeys are his favorite animal. Monkey. But I do plan on doing a couple of things. And next video, I'm just gonna try to do what I can. But the next video, I'm gonna try to show and talk to you guys about what happens when the police want you and you'd still decide to break the law anyway. That's kind of all the best context you will get without me fucking spoiling it for you, but this is definitely going to be quite the odd story to tell, because you can't just make this up. Out of everything you can do, you just cannot make this up. And this is why I was just unbelievable. I just didn't believe it at first. I was like, there's no way this just happened. But other than that, Dylan, you probably should. I mean, I don't know about genocide in Oregon. You might not find many videos of them, but Gate, you will find a lot of videos on Gate. I'm just telling you now. It is a good anime. If you do like... It is trying to... As soon as he laughs, the video's over, he screams monkey whenever one shows up. Uh-oh. But... yeah, that's funny. That is pretty good. He just has this giant picture of a monkey. Monkey! Just fucking screams at the top of his lungs, monkey. Now, and as you can clearly see back here, you could definitely see that. That is my part of my uniform right there. It's the gray shirt. There's not much else to say other than, well, the future of my series is probably going to be okay, but they're building something that will test everyone. I don't know what else to say. But Dylan, another thing I want to talk to you about is you should probably get Discord. It is basically like texting somebody. Yeah. It's basically like texting somebody. We'll type the name of the Habits Discord. You should get it, because if you do, I can give you the name of my Discord profile. It's gonna be it's it's a little sus, if you know what I mean. It's a little sus. But if you do, it's really easy to set up. You don't need two-factor authentication. Just got to remember. I don't even think you really need to remember email. You don't even need to put an email. Like, you just have to create an account. And then all that, because I've got a couple of servers that you might like to join. And I think I have somebody you might like to meet, because similar to him, you actually have a decent amount of liking that he does as well. So you two may be really good together. But yeah, it's a really good idea if you create a Discord account, because now there's more than one way we can talk. And now you can talk to everyone that I get to talk to on a daily basis. there's nothing else. You got anything else to say, Dylan? Or what the hell? This man just this man just decides to say, "Oh, well, I'm going to speak a different language today." What the hell is this? My brother, what is this? But I really recommend, Dylan, you do get a Discord channel. You do get a Discord because there's a lot of things you can do. That's the person. Oh, that's okay. It's the Persian war crime song. Yes, the Persian war crime song. But yeah, I do recommend you get a Discord because that's probably the best place where you are going to find a lot of people. That's probably your best shot at seeing a lot of other people that they have a lot of similar likes. I do have a YouTuber that is currently rising in the ranks that I am the right hand man of. So I could definitely get you into a couple of places because I'm pretty well known from his subscriber base. I'm pretty well known. They know who I am. So I can get you around in a Discord server right off the bat. So I don't even think it's that hard creating a Discord account. I think it's pretty fairly easy. I think all you have to do is really set up a username and a password, and then you just got to remember that password. That's all there is to it. I don't even think you really need a email account. You can, but I don't really think you do. Well, I think he just left, but that's pretty fair. So, as I've already said, Battleship, massive, massive Battleship. They're planning on doing a lot less fighting, but there still will be some conflicts here and there. So, there will definitely be an end to major wars, but there will not be an end to armed conflict and unresolved problems. So, that's all I gotta say. Did Dylan did you just leave and come back? Well, there's really not much else I gotta say. So Dylan should probably get a Discord. If he does manage to do that, that'd be great because not only can I talk to him with texting, but I can also talk to him via. But that's all I really gotta say. So next video I will make is going to be a story time. So keep that in mind for people. Keep that in mind. I will see you guys hopefully in the next video.